Hello everyone. And today I don't have a poem, but I wanted to talk about fear, one of my favorite topics. And first of all, when talking about fear, we all have fear all the time. And it's such a shame because it's holding us back so much. But yet, every one of us have fear. We just have to learn to live with it. And what we can start to do to overcome our fears is to see it for what it really is. Fear is thoughts, just thoughts, negative energy in our mind, in our head. And what we know about thoughts is that thoughts are really seldom real. We might have a thought in our head, but really, what is a thought? It's out of 65,000 that we have every day. So a thought is seldom real, and we might often think, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that because what are people gonna think? Oh, it's not normal, it's silly, I'm gonna look silly. Those are just thoughts that create the fear in us and it's holding us back. And just because we have a thought, just because we think something, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. And just because we think that something is not gonna happen, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen or not happen. And just because we have a thought saying, oh, you cannot do that, doesn't mean that we cannot do it. And so on. So thoughts are seldom real, but they make up the reality or the unreal reality that we live in. So we can start by just becoming aware that we have thoughts and becoming aware of what they are telling us, which so-called truths they are telling us, our own little silly mind. And so we start getting a little bit space between ourselves and our thoughts. Because our thoughts doesn't define who we are. We are not our thoughts, we are not our mind, we are not even our body, and so on. At the center of our being, we are a heart, we are a soul. And that is our true self. We even have a personality, but not even our personality is who we are. We are a heart, a soul, a divine being of love and light. So start by becoming aware of your thought or your thoughts. And so we create a little bit space between ourselves and our thoughts. And in that little space, there's a lot of freedom. There's a lot of freedom when we start seeing all the nonsense that our mind is telling us. That we cannot do this, we cannot do that, and so on. And in a way, I feel that it's a mad world we live in. We come to this world really as pure beings of love and light. That's who we really are at the core. And slowly, as we get older, small children, we already learn what's good to say, what's good to do, and what's not so wise to do. Because at the end, we all want love. We all want acceptance, approval. So we learn these little games to play, how to get that from our parents, peers, friends, and so on. And slowly, we kind of start building a thick layer of these masks and roles on top of who we really are at the core, in the heart. And so we keep on playing this silly game, and we more and more forget who we really are in the heart. And we learn more and more fear as well. So we need to start to act in a different way, in a specific way to get this love and acceptance. And we forget more and more about who we really are. So what we can do is to start coming back to our heart is, as said, to start becoming aware of the thoughts and to see that it's the thoughts that create the fear. And it's the fear that stands in the way of us being who we really are. So I also suggest start doing a little bit work to get to know yourself. Start becoming aware of your thoughts. Start to see what kind of personality you have. And don't trust what other people have been telling you. Some of it might be true, some of it might not be true, because at the end it's just another person's opinion, another person's thought. And that other person's thought might just not be real. So get to know your thoughts, get to know your personality, but also tune into your heart. Go beyond your mind, go beyond your thoughts, and start to see who is this being behind all those thoughts, behind the personality, who is acting always or sometimes in a specific way. I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm this person, I'm that person, this person thinks I'm like this and that, and so on. So forget all about that and start tuning into your heart. Create some space. Take a moment or two in silence and stillness and tune into your heart. And go beyond your mind, your thoughts. You're not going to understand yourself necessarily with your mind. Go to your heart. And as we get to know ourselves, we can really see that we are a divine being. And as we understand that, we get a really, really firm stability and grounding in ourselves. We know what we are, we know who we are. So therefore, what other people think or say, it's really not going to put ourselves out of balance anymore. Really, we really don't care anymore about other people's opinions. Of course, we can listen to what other people have to say. We have so much to learn from each other. I'm not saying that. Other people's opinion can be really helpful, and other people can act as a mirror to ourselves. So, of course, listen to what other people have to say, but know that what other people say is not necessarily the truth about who you really are. And as you know yourself, your core, your heart, you know you are a soul, a divine being. Nothing's going to put ourselves off anymore. So we find a really peaceful stability in ourselves. That it's always there, it's always present. So start to embrace that little boy or that little girl inside you who really knows who you are. Try to tune into who is in your heart, your true self, and see that it's only love there. So on the other side, what we can start to understand, on the other side of the fear, there's love only. Because in our heart, who we really are, in the core, we are love only. So a suggestion from me to you today: think about what is it that your little heart wants to express today. Like, really, give a shit what other people might think about you, really. Don't take yourself so seriously, and just tune in. What is it your little heart wants to express today? And just do it. Just do it. And see how it feels afterwards. Okay, so you might feel a little bit silly. So what? Just do. And let yourself shine. Give your gift, whatever it is, to the world. And as you do so, as you express yourself, make sure it comes from the heart. So really communicate with love and compassion to others. And always be compassionate to yourself as well. Be compassionate and understanding. Have patience with yourself. Be loving to yourself. And be also that to others. And Just go out there and do your thing. And let me know how it goes. Okay, thank you. And I love you. And I see you soon. Bye bye.